Some of our Republican friends in the House are talking about taking the economy hostage over the full faith and credit of the United States. They say, unless I accept their economic plans, and which is totally irresponsible, they're not going to pay the national debt, which took 200 years to accumulate. It's not the debt this year, last year. We cut the debt by $1.7 billion in the last 2 years. This is a 200-year obligation that's been accumulated. Now, I made it clear in the State of the Union, I will not negotiate whether or not we pay our debt. I will not allow this nation to default. And here's a big one. Republicans in Congress have pledged that they're going to extend Trump's tax cut from his previous 4 years, a $200 billion tax cut. That was supposed to go away. It was supposed to go away after time for the wealthy and big corporations. When they passed it, the lion's share was supposed to be out of existence by 2025. But these tax cuts have already added $2 trillion to the federal deficit. That's a fact. No one denies that. $2 trillion. Now Republicans want to extend them without paying for them. Again, the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office said that would add $2.7 trillion again to the deficit. And would give people who make over $4 million a year an additional tax break of $175,000 a year. The tax break alone is more than twice what the average family makes in a year. And it would explode the deficit and leave the American taxpayer holding the bag. Look, folks, let's be crystal clear about what's happening. If you add up the proposals of Republican friends, my Republican friends have offered just so far, what they've offered these now, it would add more than $3 trillion to the debt over 10 years. $3 trillion. And let's remember, the previous administration, America's deficit went up every year, 4 years in a row. And because of those record deficits, no president added more to the national debt, that's a 200-year debt, never added more to the national debt than my predecessor. Nearly 25% of the entire national debt accumulated over 200 years was accumulated as a consequence of the tax cut of this last administration and other spending. And how did Congress respond to all that debt? They passed the debt ceiling 3 times without preconditions or crisis. If we paid Americans' bills then, why won't we pay them now? Let's pay the debt accumulated over 200 years. If we couldn't throw the country into a crisis then, why would you want to throw it into a crisis now? They wouldn't inflict pain on the American people then. Why would they do it now? Well, I tell you why. It's just politics. And they've got no business playing politics with people's lives and the full faith and credit of the United States.
God bless you all. May God protect our children.